Not that interesting a day today. It's been a day primarily of drug-ins and not too intense throughout most of the day, but then a surge at one stage that I spotted, and and that's the way it is. But yeah, not too out of breath, which possibly may be an indication that just a validation of what I was saying yesterday about being out of breath when I do these videos, when I do these walking videos. But yeah, it's sort of another an example of what they often do, which is bombard me at times with connotations of failure. Like, for example, my feet, like I mentioned in the last video, bloated, my lower legs and feet, maybe to prevent me from doing exercise. My thighs, I can't do exercise today because of that. And it suddenly dawned on me that maybe, just maybe, two things are going on with that. One is they want me to walk through the shit route back from town that I can't stand, so they can have more, as I've got outside the window, 1950s adverts and Hollywood B movie stunts. But another thing is going on there as well. So I struggle to walk up a hill. I walk up that I prefer to go through. It's a better walk. It's just, the walk through town on the way back here is just not, it's just not up my street sort of thing. But yeah, those connotations of failure and all that and all the rest of it, for whatever reason. To me, I mean, sometimes it does, it does show how psychiatric power can work, if that's their goal. I don't know, as we get a bit of the type of stuff I was talking about in the sidebar earlier. But yeah, I mean, so two things may be going on that maybe prevented me from going downtown for a bit. Maybe, I don't know, for whatever purpose, and preventing me from doing exercise, so as I get loss of breath, so that I instantly don't get when I'm sitting down. So there's connotations of failure, so it's self-concept type stuff that you don't buy into if you spot it. Which really you would. If you weren't doped up and you were in my position, you wouldn't really buy the vast majority of this stuff that goes on. The what I'm calling, what I'm now calling a 1950s ad campaign. Commercial TV, commercial radio, going on all the time, and it is really monotonous. But not too many drug-ins during meal times today, which was interesting, I thought. And not too many things going on, for example, around meditation, where they'll often go for dreamy type stuff that harks back to the amalgam years that they seem so, I don't know, they may be figuring out what's going on with it, with how I'm approaching the amalgam years and my emergence from it sort of thing. Which, it's sort of, in no small part, the way the ad men and women are going on, that sort of, I mean, this be easier than it is, or has been, most of the time. It would be nice. I shouldn't say this, but it's a bit of a laugh, isn't it? But the wider NHS should say to its department, NHS Psychiatry, you've got to let this guy have physical exercise. There's apparently a GPs across the road who are in touch with them and could be in cahoots with them. Who should actually be saying to them, you should actually let this guy do exercise. But I'm guessing because I labour when I'm walking up a hill on the way back here, that sort of can tire me out, and possibly, I don't know, with stuff going on around me, sort of get me thinking in terms of certain connotations of failure and stuff like that, which really are irrelevant anyway. In terms of, you just get on with stuff, and it would have been nice today to have done that. But part of the druggings today, I can't always rule out. Sometimes I do sit there and think, well, maybe these are some of these things aren't the way I often characterise them. But I do like to say these things in videos. It's the drugging seat today seemed to have been to just have me sitting around not doing anything. I've managed a little bit of exercise, which is why I got the exercise mat out. But not nearly enough that I need to do. Then that was a drag. I want to read a book. I'm getting some motivation right now, but it's nearly 8:25 in the evening. And the day is almost over. I'm not actually done. I've done hardly anything today, and I don't like that. I like to get on with stuff now and again. Sometimes I like to kick back and just watch the day go by. But a lot of the time also, I like to, like I say, do stuff, just get on with stuff. If I spent my life like I could have done in 97, 98, let my life revolve around some crazy guy who came to my house telling me how great his girlfriend was doing, and all the rest of it, that I really should move on from talking about. But it is quite funny when you think about it, in some ways. But in many ways, not least, the girl who was walking across the road yesterday, who like situations, things like that, things like that, you just turn the page and stuff like that. But anyway, I don't know. In my spam folder, I found a message from the local nut house, and I responded to it in this way you can. This is how, this power can work, people. I responded in this way that's really not characteristic of me. It's just, I've got to deal with stuff in just a business-like manner. Adjust the meds, and that's it, really. With the this new shrink I've got, just adjust the meds. That's it. That's about it. I address the fatigue, address the sluggish thinking, and get on with it. Even if that happens, judging from the state people can get into, which is in no small part thanks to the fact that they are really, in many ways, like people from the 1950s, with the ad campaign and the type of Hollywood B movie you would have got in that era. I shouldn't say this, but I even looked at when David Bowie was born today. I looked it up today, and it was the late 40s. So some of his most important years would have been in the late 50s to 60s, around the time. Well, there's no real link, but I suppose there may be a little bit one. Around the time when Dirty Dancing was set. I don't bloody know. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. So it's just been a day of mainly sitting around, wanting to do stuff, but being doped up, to not do anything really. And it may promote in the wider audience ideas of incapacity. But in this fight, I can do great. And out there with the public fucking, I think I've established in the past, Then eventually I do get on top of it. You know, they may run around to try and prevent that, but I will. Mark my words. But it's not that difficult. You know, and the important thing is, I don't go running around coffee shops and all, supermarkets and all the rest of it, shouting at people to be noticed. You know, and that's, you know, to me, that's a yardstick that says quite a lot. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the evening. You know, after the day I've had where I haven't been able to do anything, I did a bit of AI stuff, but after not being able to do that much, just sort of settling down. But it sort of means I can't go out tomorrow because I'm not fit enough. You know, I'd struggle to get out and about, and my feet are still a bit, not as much as they were, still a bit swollen, and my lower legs. But yeah, this evening I got a little bit. I've been allowed a little bit of motivation, I think now. It seems to me that way now. It could change at any moment. But yeah, I think I'll just read a bit of a text I got from one of the AI services, like I say. And just chill out for the evening. You know, I do, you know, an important part of me doing what I do in this room, because not least because of the state that people were got into on the ward as I was leaving, is actually not only point out how ridiculous so much of it is, but sort of signpost that this is the way I'm coming out of it. The danger of that is that these people are so intent on their 1950s stuff, it seems, at times, that, you know, it's just like, you know, they will only use it to try and keep their ball rolling, sort of thing. Where it's a case of, I'm doing what I need to do to get back into conventional living, to just get on with it. You know, I'm not, you know, I've not got plans about around the nut house, the local nut house. You know, the only thing is, I don't really want to go there. You know, I'll take pills for, you know, however long I think it takes, and in negotiation with them. You know, at one stage, they said I was a tough negotiator. Well, it fucking shit. It turns out that I fucking need to be with the way this lot go on at times. But yeah, and the flights of fancy they seem to go on. But it has been interesting, some of it. It has been interesting, some of it. I mean, being given access to the third-party gossip statements, as I'll class them, was quite interesting. Difficult, but quite interesting. Not as difficult as the druggings in January, incidentally. But yeah, to be to be given access in the ways they do to some of those third-party gossip statements, and to sort of see, you know, well, maybe this is an indication of why people were so wired at the time. You know, I could see how crazy they were, but not exactly why. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned about the what's his name, Mr. Boyhood, who turned into Mr. Babby Ass, who turned into Mr. Dynamic. But it's things like that. He was hyped up as well, wasn't he? As we all know, we've all, you know, the clips are there to see of him telling me how to sit in town, and me thinking it was pretty damn strange. That's the way it is. That's the way the power worked then. Unfortunately, it seems in some ways that that's the sort of power that's sort of playing out with some people some of the time. Which is one of the reasons I won't have people around here, for example, or for a while we'd even countenance going for a coffee in town with anyone, I don't think. Not least because it's a fucking drag. But this is the way it is. This is the way it is. You know, I have got to get into the stage where I have a significant period of time where I enjoy my solitude. In the meantime, they may well be trying to build up the latest shrink I see, like they used to do on the ward every time there was a ward meeting. Well, if they do that, they do that. But it doesn't seem to do them any good, as I saw as I was leaving the ward. I don't know. I don't bloody know. I had a breath again as well. But yeah. I mean, these attempts to give me connotations of failure, they are, I'm sort of getting on with it. It sort of really is in some ways reminiscent of Wayne Good, and the rest of them. These attempts to give me connotations of failure and all the rest of it, and doom-laden scenarios and all the rest. If I dare say stuff like like about that girl that you just turn the page. And stuff like that, I don't bloody know. But yeah, I mean, it is funny in many ways. But it would be better to for me to just get on with my day, to be allowed to get on with my day. What with the druggings to prevent that. But yeah, 16th I think it's arranged for me to speak with the next shrink. I'll speak with him probably, unless I'm doped up to shit. But yeah, no big deal to me. But yeah. Like with the ones on the ward, when they persistently try to make it look like some massive big event that it wasn't. You get again another indication of the type of attempts at a big deal dramatic moments they've put in the list. Like I said, that list is important. And so are the four elements, and so is the idea of the veering characterisation that goes on with so many people. But yeah, I mean, for example, attempts at connotations of failure that are just like, well, what? It would be nice to walk up a hill without not having 1950s style adverts, and two, being physically fit enough to walk up there, to be allowed to exercise, to get up there in that way. I'm 55. I need to start exercising properly, but these people seem to want me on the couch, want me sitting on the couch. Wasting the day, completely almost wasting the day. When I could have been reading, I could have been exercising. I did meditate, which went really well. But yeah, it's like, it seems seems so crazy. You do let people exercise, you do let people read books. It's 2025. But this is the way it is. But anyway, I'll just get on with it where I can. It's like I said, you literally do need to compartmentalise and all the rest of it. As it's possibly the most bizarre. Well, it is the most bizarre commercial TV and radio you're ever likely to come across. That does owe so much to the 1950s. Again, linking it in with what I first saw on the ward. They have progressed since then. I mean, the pharmacological stuff's progressed, like I've said before. But so much of the thinking hasn't. So much of the personality construction, the way people are portrayed, it owes so much to the 1950s. And people's relationships owe so much to the 1950s, which is I'm not interested in. I'm really not interested in. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to watch one or two of my videos. They are a good resource. But yeah, I'd love to branch out. I'd love to read a book. Let's just start where I'm not doped up on the bloody settee, so they can try and play Hollywood B movies from the 1950s all around me. That's just the way it is. Yeah, so hopefully, right. So I'm gonna have a read of something I'll put on AI. Personally, I think it's probably edited to shit. But it might have one or two things in there. it's worth looking at. And try to get it up with a vibe that tomorrow, maybe, just maybe, I may be allowed to not be doped up, so that I can actually do stuff and, like I keep saying to him, get on with my day.